Donald Trump is about to start, and also Perry Bacon here of NBC. As Donald Trump is about to start his speech, he's in the Fox Theater in Atlanta. Let's listen.
And we're going to stop it. We're going to stop it. You know, I've been doing this since June 16th, so tomorrow, and it'll be 1 year. And I came down those escalators, and who knew this was going to happen, right? A lot of people said, oh, I don't know. Most people say, oh, he won't run, and then boom, 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 one after another. And here we end up. Thank you, darling. I love you too. I love you too. I thank you. But it's been an amazing journey. It's been an amazing journey. And it's been incredible because I've really gotten to know the people of our country, and they are incredible, incredible people. They are unbelievable people. And they want to see us making great trade deals, and they want to see us strong at the borders because otherwise we don't have a country. And they want to see people come in that really want to be here, and they want to love us, and they don't want to do harm or hurt us. They want to see that. And if they don't see that, they're not happy. And there are a lot of people right now that are not happy. And we're not going to take it any longer. Now, we'll talk about jobs, and we'll talk about the economy, and we'll talk about all the things that I talk about and where I seem to be hitting a chord. And, you know, part of the reason I hit a chord, because from an actual real wage standpoint, people are making less money today than they made 18 years ago, and they're working harder. They're working longer hours, and it's not good, folks. It's not good. But we had an event, a horrible, horrible event this weekend in Orlando, where 50 people, they say 49, but it'll soon probably be 50. People are so badly injured and so badly wounded, sitting in hospitals. Unthinkable. And when you listen to the stories of what took place and the laughter as this man was shooting incredible people, you say to yourself, how can this possibly be happening in the United States of America? How can this be happening? And we have to be tough, and we have to be smart, and we have to be vigilant. We have to be vigilant, and we have to have people report other people when they see things happening, because they're not doing that. They're not doing it. They're not reporting people, and they have to do that. It's all right. That's okay. And this house is packed. Boy, we are packed. This is amazing. Yeah, you could get him out, or if he wants, he can stay. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. So look, we have to be strong and we have to be smart. We can't let these things happen anymore, right? Do you agree with me, protester? You agree? Or do you think it's easy to be weak and ineffective like we are right now? Do you think that's okay? I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay. So we have a situation, and I say this, and I'm going to read it. I'm on the other side. I think she finally won, by the way. I think she finally won. Crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary, ladies and gentlemen. She's as crooked as they come. As crooked as they come. So you have Hillary. I think Bernie is now out of it, right? Is he finally out? Is he gone? Boy. So I was criticized in the newspapers because I've had a staff of 73 people at their top, and I won in a landslide. She has a staff, they say, of 873 people, And she goes on and on and on. And the paper said, she has many more people than Trump. She has many, and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, they're making it sound like that's bad for me. Isn't it great when you can win with a much smaller group of people? Isn't that what we want? And much less expense? I've spent a fraction of what she spent winning. It's like when I went to, so many places, every state. I won so many of the states, and I have such great experience, including Georgia. Boy, did we win Georgia. We won in a landslide, Georgia. And I hear we're looking like we're going to win it big in November. We have to. We're going to win it big. That's what it's looking. But I went to New Hampshire, and there's something special about New Hampshire because that was where we had our first victory, first of many. And the people were amazing. But I went to New Hampshire, and I went in there, and I got to know the people, and I saw what was happening, and I spent a tiny fraction of what the favored candidate was spending. I won't say who the favored candidate was. But I spent just a little bit, and I won New Hampshire in a landslide, and I won other states in a landslide, and and by the way, I spent my own money. I was spending my money. I didn't raise money. I spent my money. I didn't have people giving me millions and millions of dollars from Wall Street. But you know what? I won New Hampshire in a landslide. I said to myself, nobody covers it. They said, well, Trump did it on the cheap. I didn't do it. I'm like, we're intelligent people. Wouldn't it be great if we had somebody like that running our country? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't it be great? So now they're saying, she has built a massive team. She's got almost 900 people. She's spending money. And Trump has 73 people. But you know, we're doing very well. Watch what the end result is. Watch what the end result is. And when you look at the phony poll numbers that I'm seeing, take a look at the poll numbers from right after this horrendous and horrible and something we have to stop fast attack. Take a look over the last couple of days, because I'll tell you, people are tired. They want to have strength. They want to have intelligence. They don't want to make an Iran deal, the Iran deal where we give them $150 billion. We get nothing. We get nothing. They don't want to have trade deals where China has got a trade deficit, we do with China, of $505 billion a year. Where we have trade deficits, massive trade deficits with Mexico, with Japan, with Vietnam, with India, with everybody, folks, with everybody. I mean, practically every country in the world, when they do business with the United States, it's called, let's rip them off. It's like we're all the big, bad dummies. Those days are over if I win. Those days are over. They're over. Now, I have to talk about this for just a little while because of the horrible situation that we all just saw and saw so vividly. But we have to talk about it, and then we're going to get on to other things, but it's so important because I've been talking about it for a long time. And I've been saying it's going to happen. And I hate to say it again, but it's going to happen again and again and again because we're not doing what we have to be doing. It's going to happen again and again and again. And we are not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We are taking in thousands of people into our country. We have no idea where they come from. We have no idea who the hell they are. We know they believe in certain things that we don't want to believe in. You know, I said the other day, and I said it very strongly, I have great respect for women. If you look at what Hillary Clinton has done, I have tremendous respect. If you look at what Hillary Clinton has done with women, number one, from certain countries, her foundation has taken millions, tens of millions of dollars from countries that want to enslave women, want to enslave women. As far as the gay community, they kill gays. and she's taking money in. And now she wants to allow them to come into our country pretty much unvetted, because every law enforcement person that I've spoken to and that you watch and that you read is saying it's very hard, if not impossible, to check out people. There's just no papers. There are no papers. And yet you see this great migration, which is a horrible thing to watch. And by the way, I have a heart as big as anybody else. We have to build safe zones over there, and we have to take care of people. Let's build safe zones, but build them over there. Build them in Syria. Build them in places over there. Thank you. We have to build safe zones. We have to work, it's humanity. It's humanity. But we have so many problems here. But we build safe zones over there, and now here's where the deal-making comes in, or whatever you want to call it. We have to get the Gulf states to pay for it. They have tremendous amounts of money. They're not doing much, and it's their territory, and we have to get them to pay for it. We have to get them to pay for it. We owe $19 trillion right now. We owe $19 trillion right now. We have Hillary wants to bring people in, spend billions and billions of dollars on bringing people in. As to whether they assimilate or not, you make the decision. But assimilation has not been exactly a positive factor. So she wants to spend all of this money, and her increase on bringing these people in is 550% more than Obama, who doesn't have a clue. He doesn't know what he's doing, okay? He doesn't know what he's doing. Very sad. It's very sad. So when you look at Sharia, and you look at the beliefs of Sharia, and it's called execution for things that you would say are like standard parts of life, what they do to people. And we have people coming in, and do not kid yourself, that's what they believe, that's what they want, that's what they practice, and we're taking these people in. So I will tell you, the LGBT community, the gay community, the lesbian community, they are so much in favor of what I've been saying over the last 3 or 4 days. A friend of mine called up. He said, you don't get enough credit because in Palm Beach, you opened a club that nobody would do, and it's open to everybody. It's open to everybody. And a member of the club, great guy, who's gay, wrote this magnificent letter saying what Donald Trump did, nobody else would do. And we are getting a tremendous, thank you. We are getting a tremendous amount of credit because over the last 3 days, people are realizing, what's going on. And we have to treat people great, but we have to treat everybody great. It's got to be, when I say make America great again, it's great again for everybody. We have to say for everybody. We have to. Thank you. And we have a simple theme. It's called Make America Great Again. Now, a lot of people said I copied from Ronald Reagan. I didn't, because his theme was different. I didn't even know this, but his was Let's Make America Great. That's different. We are Make America Great Again, but we're adding to it because we really have to add, and I'm adding, as we go along, as we get older and wiser, Make America Great Again, make America safe again, and let it include everybody, because that's what we have to do. We want it to include everybody, okay? We want it to include everybody. And we have to stop on a temporary basis at least, but we have to stop people from pouring into our country. We have to stop it. Until we find out what the hell is going on. And we can do that. But we have to have people come in that cherish us, that love us, that want to love us, that want to do things that don't want to destroy us, that don't want to go to a club where you have innocent people and where you had no guns on the other side. By the way, I'm going to save your Second Amendment, okay? I'm going to save your Second Amendment. If some of those great people that were in that club that night had guns strapped to their waist or strapped to their ankle, and if the bullets were going in the other direction, aimed at this guy who was just open target practice, you would have had a situation, folks, which would have been always horrible, but nothing like the carnage that we all as a people suffered this weekend. Nothing. And a lot of people aren't realizing this. You know, you take a look at Paris. Paris has, they say, the toughest gun laws in the world. France, generally speaking, the toughest in the world. And these thugs walked in. They used to call them the press masterminds. I said, you can't call them masterminds. That's why the young kids are joining. They're joining ISIS. They want to be a mastermind. But thugs, these thugs, I call them the guy with the dirty white cap. The thugs walked in to different places, boom, 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 boom. There was nobody with gun, nobody on the other side. There was nobody could do anything. And they got killed, 130 people killed, viciously killed, hundreds still in the hospital with the most horrible injuries. And now we have the same thing in Orlando. And then last night you had a police officer and his wife were killed the same way. And he put it over Facebook. The killer put it on Facebook. Same kind of a thing. And it's happening all over. And it's getting worse. And it's going to continue to get worse until they respect us, folks. They've got to respect us. They have no respect for us whatsoever. We're trying to be nice. We have a president who wants to be so politically correct that he doesn't want to use the term radical Islamic terrorism. Doesn't want to use it. He gives a speech yesterday, a long speech that at the end of it, nobody knew what the hell he was talking about. Nobody knew. He's trying to justify why he won't use, and he said radical Islam, because he didn't want to use the word terrorism, if you notice. Why he won't use that term, or why he doesn't use it, and how it doesn't make any difference, but it does make a difference. It makes a difference, and it makes a big difference, because unless you're willing to discuss and talk about the real nature of the problem and the name of the problem, radical Islamic terrorism, you're never going to solve the problem. And then crooked Hillary Clinton gets up the other day, and she wouldn't use the term. She wouldn't use it. But I was hitting her hard on it, very hard. And finally she gets up, and she said, I would use it. She, you know, and by the way, the press didn't report this. They said she used the term. They didn't say about Trump, many of them. Some of them are fair, but many of them, most of them are very dishonest. It's very hard to get the word out, I'm telling you. It's very hard to get the accurate word out, because I made a speech yesterday in North Carolina. We got standing ovations, a packed house. I go back and they're talking about the speech. It like had nothing to do with what I was even talking about. They are the worst, believe me. But Hillary Clinton gets up and she sort of acted like no problem using the term. And she said, I would use the term, but she didn't use it. But she didn't call it radical Islamic terrorism. She said radical Islamism. And I'm not saying that's wrong. Let's see how much she uses it. You know, she'll basically do whatever Obama wants her to do. You understand why, because that whole thing is just ridiculous what's going on there. That's just ridiculous. How that can happen in our country today is absolutely one of the great insults to law enforcement. And let's see what happens. But she's being totally protected. She's being 100% protected. Now, maybe we'll all be surprised. And maybe our laws will work the way they're supposed to work. But you know what, folks? I think if something was going to happen on the crimes that have been committed, I would have assumed it would have happened already, don't you think? Don't you think? So let's see what happens. But when you get right down and you look at it, we have got to be respected. We don't have to be liked so much. We have to be respected. I don't want to be feared. You could take it another step. Fear, it's not fear. We have to be respected. We're not respected by these people. They come into our country, they want to take it over. Now, look at what's happening in Germany, a catastrophe. I have friends from Germany that for 20 years have been telling me how great Germany is, what a great place to live. Some of these people are leaving the country now. They're leaving. Their crime rate is through the roof. Things are happening that are horrendous. And you see what's happening to women. You see what's happening all over Germany now. It was a horrific mistake. It was a terrible mistake. Now, they'll say it wasn't, it's wonderful. You build, as I said, and if Germany had it to do again, I don't think that she would ever admit it. And let's see how she does in the next election, assuming there's going to be an election and she's going to run. But if Germany had it to do again, I'm sure they would have put up billions of dollars to do just as I said. Safe zones in Syria, make them nice. Anything's cheaper and anything's better than what's going on now in Germany and other countries. So Belgium is a beautiful city and an amazing place, magnificent buildings. I was there many, many years ago, and I had always this incredible image. And a number of months ago, I made the statement, something to the effect, Belgium's a hellhole. And I was badly criticized. They said, what a terrible thing. And then they had the massive problem in Belgium. And people said, Trump was right. Trump was right. I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right. But you look at what's going on in Paris. You look at what's going on in different places, all over, different places. You know it. I know it. They know it. They don't want to talk about it. We don't want to have these problems. And we've already got them. Look at this weekend. We don't want to have these problems. So what I'm saying is it's a temporary ban, in particular for certain people coming from certain horrible, where you have tremendous terrorism in the world. You know what those places are. But we have to put a stop to it. We have to put a stop to it until such time as we can figure out what is going on. Because right now, we don't have a clue what's going on, folks. We don't have a clue. We don't know even a little bit what's going on. And we have to be the smart country now. We've been the dummies for too long. We have to be the smart. We have to be the brilliant country. We have to show, and we have to help, and we have to take care of people, but we have to be smart. With the kind of money that we owe, $19 trillion, going to $21 trillion very shortly because of the omnibus budget that was passed, going to $21 trillion, we can't be doing this. And this isn't even the money. This is beyond the money. Because even if you had a small percentage of people coming in thinking like this person, who again was born here, but his parents weren't, and his ideas weren't born here. His ideas were born from someplace else. And in speaking to numerous governors over the last few days, really at great group of people. And in speaking to them, they really are beside themselves because they say people are being put in our states and they have absolutely nothing to say about it. They don't know who they are, where they are. They don't know where they're being placed. And even from the standpoint of law enforcement, that's a bad thing because they can't watch, they can't see what's going on. And we aren't vigilant and we aren't smart. And we have to go and we have to maybe check respectfully the mosques, and we have to check other places because this is a problem that if we don't solve it, it's going to eat our country alive, okay? It's going to eat our country alive. And we can be weak and we can be ineffective like we are now. Right now, everything is political correctness. If you watched Obama's speech yesterday, it was really all about political correctness. There's nothing wrong with being strong. There's nothing wrong with being smart. It was all about political correctness. And we have to make sure, thank you. We have to make sure, so important, that we now go down the right path because we're going down a wrong path and our country is in serious trouble, okay? All right. Serious trouble. Now, we have a lot of things going on in addition, and right now there is no addition because of what happened, but in addition, we have things going on that are terrible. We're being eaten alive on the jobs market. Our jobs are being taken out of our country. If you look at what's happened as an example with NAFTA, yes, right? NAFTA has taken our jobs out of our country, brought them to other places. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, a very respectful person. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, somebody just said, and you're right, I was fully endorsed. I think it was the earliest endorsement ever by the National Rifle Association, the NRA, so that was good. Thank you. So when I started on June 16th, almost 1 year ago, thank you. I always say, be nice to our protester. Be nice to our protester. Be very gentle. Be very, very gentle. All right. Thank you. I have to tell you, by the way, is there any better place to be than a Trump rally? In all fairness, right? Is there any better place to be? I'll tell you. You know, a friend of mine said to me, look at this crowd up there, it's packed. I can hardly see them up there. There's so many lights. Thank you. This place is packed. But a friend of mine, very, very successful guy, came up to me and he saw the rally in Dallas where we had 20,000, 21,000 people in the Mavericks Arena. He saw the rally in Mobile, Alabama where we had 35,000 people. He sees these massive rallies. And look at this today, and a lot of people outside trying to get in. Would anybody like to give up their seat, let some people in? No? So, but he saw these big places, and this is one of the most successful people. And he came with me, and he said, how the hell do you do that in front of so many people? And I told him, and I absolutely mean this, I said, it's easy, because there's so much love in the room. It's true. There's so much love in these rooms. It's incredible. And, you know, it's really true. I mean, it's easy in a sense because there is great love. And it's people that want to see our country do great things, do wonderful things, be strong again. They want their jobs back. They want their wages to go up. They want their wages to go up. They want to manufacture things again. You look at the manufacturing in our country. When I won New York and Pennsylvania and Connecticut and Maryland and all these different places, especially, But when I won New England, we won tremendous. We won Massachusetts. That's because Tom Brady likes me, but, you know. But we won so many different states. And I have statisticians. They love their job. It's the most boring job, but they love it, right? And I'd say, give me the information on New York. And I'd look in New York State, almost a 50% reduction in manufacturing jobs. They left. Why did they leave? Because of NAFTA. Signed by who? Bill Clinton. He signed NAFTA. Now, you know, Clinton went through it, but what he caused other presidents in the later years, because jobs were just sucked out of our country. And they moved to other places, mostly to Mexico. They moved to other places. And then you look at what China's done to us in terms of their devaluations, and nobody even mentions it. Nobody talks about it. We are being killed. Our companies are being destroyed because of devaluation from China and other places. I use China because it's the greatest abuser, but everybody, China is the biggest, but everybody, they devalue and devalue. They're having a hard time, they devalue, they take more of our business. And then they bring product into our country and they put it in, they dump it in some cases. Look at what's happening to steel, where they dump massive amounts of steel. They're driving our steel industry out of business, all right? And our workers out of business. But they bring their product in, no tax. If you want to go into China, and if you're a manufacturer, and there are plenty of them, they can't get their product into China because the tax is massive. And even without the tax, China won't let them get their product in.
And good afternoon. You are watching MSNBC Live. We've been listening to Donald Trump in Atlanta, Georgia, delivering a wide-ranging speech touting the fact that he is approaching his one-year anniversary since announcing he's running for president, calling it an amazing journey, taking aim at Hillary Clinton, again calling her crooked Hillary, taking aim at the president. No surprises there. Hillary Clinton is at an event in Hampton, Virginia, talking about national security. Let's listen in.
Wrong. It is dangerous, and I want to emphasize and underline this. Of course we want to keep our country safe. Of course we want to work together in order to do that. That should go without saying. But I want to underscore we rely on partners in majority Muslim countries to help us fight terrorists. We need to build trust in Muslim communities here at home to counter radicalization and the lone wolf phenomenon. And as has been pointed out, the terrorist in Orlando was not born in Afghanistan, as Trump claims. He was born in Queens, New York, only miles away from where Donald Trump himself was born. A ban on Muslims would not have stopped this attack. Neither would a wall. I don't know how one builds a wall to keep the internet out. So not one of Donald Trump's reckless ideas would have saved a single life in Orlando. It's just more evidence that he is temperamentally unfit and totally unqualified to be commander-in-chief. I am well aware how much uncertainty our military and defense community already accept as a constant part of their and your lives. It is a sacrifice to try to keep us all safe. We have to be right 100% of the time. The terrorist only has to be right once. So the burden on our law enforcement, our intelligence professionals, and our military is enormous. You deserve a commander-in-chief who will provide smart, steady leadership, someone who does understand we are stronger when we stand together as Americans, stand together with our allies around the world to keep us safe. We truly are stronger together. And I'm looking forward to hearing from our panelists, and perhaps if we have time, others, about ideas, observations, questions you might have about how we do this. What are the best ways we keep faith with our military and our military families? What are the best ways we prepare our country to be protected, go after these lone wolves. It's very hard. As one of our law enforcement professionals said the other day, we truly are looking for the needle in the proverbial global haystack, and we're also looking to see whether any pieces of hay can ignite at the same time. So I do not underestimate the extent of the challenge we face, but I am absolutely confident that we can keep our country safe. And I am sure if we work together and make this not a Republican or Democrat debate, but an American mission, that is exactly what we will do together. Thank you all very much.
And you're listening to Hillary Clinton in Hampton, Virginia, talk about national security. Really two dueling speeches here from Secretary Clinton and Donald Trump. Secretary Clinton saying that we rely on our Muslim partners to keep us safe. Donald Trump again reiterating his call to block our borders. And helping me break all of this down, MSNBC's Hallie Jackson in Washington and MSNBC political analyst Nicole Wallace joins us from New York. Thanks to both of you for being here. Hallie, I want to